Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And today, the book we're going to be delving into is this one. This with gripping tales of suspense. It's Adventures into the Unknown, number 165, 1966. This is from ACG Comics, and it's features in the lead story, it features Nemesis. And you might say, as I did, who is Nemesis? We'll get to that. Here it is, the story with pow and how. Thrill and chill to Nemesis in Come Out Shooting. He said, go ahead, shoot your bullets again. Can't stop Nemesis. This guy flying around. Well, before the appearance of Nemesis, this was a Adventures into the Unknown was a horror mystery title. And it still, so it grew into a superhero title, but still maintained a connection to that mystery, horror mystery past, the unknown, the supernatural. Because Nemesis made his first appearance just a year before in 1965 in issue number 154. And he was created by Shane O'Shea, who is a pen name for Richard E. Hughes, who is an editor and a Golden Age writer, comic writer, and then created by with artist Pete Costanza. Now this story is I forgot to write it down. Is written by Shane O'Shea, but I've forgotten who the artist is. We'll see when I open the book. Chic, that's who it was, Chic. And his alter ego, the Nemesis alter ego, was Department of Justice Detective Steve Flint, who was murdered by a mob boss he was investigating. And after death, he went to the unknown, see, like in the title, which was their version of the afterlife. And there, the Grim Reaper, who was new to that particular office, the Grim Reaper, and it turns out the Grim Reaper had also been murdered by the same mob boss. And he allowed Flint to return to Earth to bring his murderer to justice. And he was given a superhero-style costume and powers with which to be a guardian of the mortal realm. And he was very similar to, in some respects, to DC's character, the Spectre. But probably not as powerful and not as grim. It was a little bit more on the campy side. But what would you expect for 1966 in the Silver Age, right? And a nice cover illustration by Lou Wall. But I look at this in another book, also drawn by Lou Wall. I go, this art happens to look an awful lot like Kurt Schaffenberger, and that's because it is Kurt Schaffenberger, using a pen name when he was doing stuff for ACG while he was drawing Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane over at DC Comics. So, let's check this out. Look, only 12-cent cover price. Now you can't even get a bookmark for 12 cents. Here we see Nemesis in come out shooting. So what the heck? It looks like this is in the Old West. Well, it kind of is. And it starts off by, we see the young lady, Lita, who is the girlfriend of Nemesis. But she knows he's a ghost. And she's kind of ticked off because he's always taken off and can't spend time with her. And Nemesis kind of scares away any other suitors. And she is griping to him and says, "You know I love you, but let's face it, I'm a ghost, and my time's not my own." And said, "Well, that's the trouble. I wish I were a ghost too, so we could get married." Oh, that's what you want. So he grabs her and he takes her to the unknown. It's unusual. You see all these other beings here, and gets to see witness a wedding between two ghosts. Yeah. Oh, and that's not what she wants. And then it goes to this observation point, and to see what's going on. And he looks through the telescope back down to the mortal Earth, and there he sees, oh, what's it? There's this cowboy riding, and he's stopping and robbing a train. What? That doesn't happen anymore. Then the guy pops out. Ooh, he must be a ghost. He goes to find out, talk with the Grim Reaper, and they find out that this is a guy who died and has been imprisoned for crimes in the afterlife. Well, what is his name? Tex Ransom. That's his name, Tex Ransom. And who was being just before he was supposed to be executed for murder, got away, and was very, very jealous of his girlfriend with another man, and he committed some crimes, and then was killed in a shootout with the other man. Then they go, oh, but it can't be. Then they see, well, he's escaped from his afterlife prison cell. So he gets the assignment, and he grabs the girl, takes her with Lita, takes him with him, and he goes back in time. Well, first goes to Earth to witnesses another train robbery, and then the two ghosts go to town, but they seem to be pretty matched in ghostly power. And so he grabs the girl, and now they go back in time to the Old West to see what what's going on, what's behind all this stuff, and here they find that this other fellow, I'll just call him the other fellow, was trying to make time with his girlfriend, and Tex Ransom really cleaned his clock. Well, because of that jealousy, they witness. Here they are in disguise. He snatches the other guy snatches Tex's gun, which happens to have a plate with his name on it. Goes to rob the bank and murders someone. Then leaves Tex's gun there. So they identify him through his gun, and he is arrested and convicted. And says, well, so far everything's over. And said, you saw, but then the girl says, well, you saw what happened. Why don't you speak up? I said, I can't. This is history. I can't interfere. I said, but you saw that he didn't actually do it. I said, he's innocent. You got to help him. Finally, she comes, okay, I'll help him. So just before he's supposed to be executed in the prison, Nemesis, using his ghostly powers, helps Tex get away. And then when he's about to be shot by a guard, he intervenes, puts the guard on top of the church spire, and stops other people, the deputy and stuff, and helps him get away. So he gets away. He gets a gun, and a horse, and then he starts actually becoming a crook. He stops, robs a stagecoach, a train, a bank, etc. There's a $5,000 reward put on his head, so he's turned bad, but he never hurt anyone. So there are, to check stuff out, he goes, they're riding on a stagecoach, and there he comes to rob the stagecoach. He saves the girl, topples the stagecoach, basically to protect everybody. And then he and the girl are taken prisoner. Of course, he could get out of it, but he has to maintain his anonymity. But here we see that Tex is not all bad, because when it's you just know what to do with the witnesses, but he can't hurt them, and when a rattlesnake is about to strike Lita, he shoots and saves her, and then a little bit later he is about to have a puma pounce on him, but then Nemesis intervenes in that and goes, "Wow, you're really something." And they see here, he's gone. This is at the time he's supposed to go, prearranged time to go see his girlfriend. And then he looks using field glasses. He's horrified. He takes off. Then Nemesis takes a look, and it's the other guy, and he sees what appears to be his girlfriend in his arms. Oh, so he switches to Nemesis, rushes down there before Tex can get there. He sees that the girl is actually, it's all a set-up deal. The girl is actually tied up, and it was someone else in a wig, and so Tex gets down there and he calls the other guy out. Says, "Come out shooting," hence the title. So he comes out, but it's a set-up deal. He's got a sniper set up to shoot Tex and make it look like the other guy did it. Well, Nemesis stops him from being killed, and so the other guy can't shoot straight. It completely misses Tex. Tex doesn't miss, but he doesn't kill him. And then Nemesis stops him from actually killing the guy, explains everything to him, and then while the other guy is sitting there, laying there in bed to recover, he is visited by the Grim Reaper, and he actually confesses everything, which clears Tex of the murder, and so Tex voluntarily surrenders himself for justice for the other crimes that he committed, which should be minimal considering he never hurt anyone. And so then he grabs Lita and takes her back to the present. So you can see it keeps it right in with the ghosty and supernatural unknown aspects, even though it's changed to a superhero title, but not completely, because here we have a backup story through the time warp. This is drawn by John Buscema. Oh, great big John Buscema. Some really nice stuff here, and this is a little earlier in his comic, in his comic book career, first coming back to comics, and his style is a little bit more illustrative and a little less comic booky, but it's still some really marvelous stuff. And there's the scientist and his daughter. His daughter has always got her head in all these books about knights and shining armor and stuff like that, both history and fantasy. And he's trying to get her head out of there and go try to find herself a husband and stuff. While he's in his lab, an accident happens, kablooey! And what happened? Oh, it blew a hole in the side of the building and the side of his lab. But what's on the other side? And you see his figure come through, and it's a knight in shining armor coming through. And he said he was in a cave, which is just on the other side of the wall. What? A cave, 1,000 years before. And he was about to, because he was going after a dragon which was menacing the countryside. and goes, "No, can't be happening," but it is. He tries to explain, and the guy says, "You must be an alchemist or a wizard or something." When they try to explain everything to him, he says, "You can stay here with us," but no, I can't. I must return. Besides, I wouldn't understand. When he sees what the world is like, he says, "I have to go back and see them. They're menaced by the dragon on the other side." It tries to reach through, and even sticks its nose through and blows fire into the lab. He says, "No, yeah," and he starts clawing his way. Pretty soon he's going to get through the wall, and he'll be a menace to the entire world. He says, "I must go back, and I must defeat the dragon." So, and plus that rip in time and space is closing. I must return now, and the girl has fallen in love with him, and he is in love with her, and he takes her back with him, and we only presume that he defeats the dragon and saves everyone. Boy, that's a neat little story. I really like the artwork in that. So that is what I have to share with you this time around in Adventures into the Unknown from ACG Comics. And thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Have you ever even heard of Nemesis before? I hadn't. So let me know what you think of that. And let me know what you think of that backup story drawn by John Buscema. Or the Kurt Schaffenberger cover. Any of that stuff. We'll see another from ACG here in the relatively near future. So, that is all. And remember, comics are art.